the
Sorry, Lisa, I hit it before you started talking. But
no, that's okay.
that's right, folks. We're back once again for another maniacal musings special, and it's time to finish this bracket because I've been dying for this for a week straight now because this playlist was epic. This was one hell of an epic freaking playlist. So it's gonna be some emotions tonight. There's gonna be some damn emotions, and as we finish the Ranker Top 79 Doo Wop Songs Bracket. 31 songs left to go through to see who will face the winner from last week, Runaround Sue by Dion. So we'll see, or 2 weeks ago, whatever. We'll see who faces it. And I basically have my usual 4 guests at this point, it seems like. But they're experts by now, so I love it. And you all know CJ playing the music god himself.
What up?
And, of course, my co-host from the Asylum with Harley and Joker, Miss Harley Quinn herself.
Hey,
I almost forgot what it was called for a hot second. And last but, of course, not least, Lisa and Phil from Pod.
Bringing enthusiasm and fun.
Oh, yeah. And telling you, folks, this is a list that's legendary, and I can't wait to get through it. But I also can't wait to see what's coming next, because neither of these 4 people. Well, CJ's never had a choice; he never won the wheel before, so he might actually get his first time at the end of this one. But Harley, Lisa, and Phil haven't had a turn in a long time, so it's gonna be interesting whoever gets it. But
I had one. It wasn't that long ago. The goth bracket we did.
That was like 4 months ago.
Oh shit! Okay.
Because we only do this every 2 weeks. We only get this every 2 weeks. We only do this every 2 weeks. So I mean, a 2-part bracket takes a month.
Only every 2 weeks.
I guess that's spiraling to the end here. I'm just kind of transporting in time or something else.
It's like a.
Trust me, I wish some of the songs from that bracket came up in my playlist more. They're on there. I don't know why they don't come up. But anyway, folks, let's start this off. And none of these matchups are going to be easy, I can already tell you. But CJ starts us off, though. And it's the lowest ranked song in this part. Number 67 ranked Soldier Boy by O.C. Bisa from 1981. Going against number 28 ranked Devil or Angel by the Clovers from 1950.
I'm going to get my glasses.
Let's go with the Clovers, because that first one you said I hated that song. That was
what order is
a terrible song.
And Harley, which way you want to go?
I'm going with Devil or Angel.
Okay. What was the second one?
Devil or Angel or
Devil or Angel.
Boy.
Which I honestly, this is a hard one for me. Soldier Boy was like the one song that I guarantee no one heard before that's on this part, and I looked into the band even because I'm like, who the hell is this band? I never heard of this band, and apparently they were the top all African American British like doo-wop wave band. So I actually want to check out more of what they did because I was rocking along to that song. The instrumentals were amazing, and their voices are pretty good. So I'll throw in a Soldier Boy. It's a good song. I mean, Devil or Angel is very enjoyable. I mean, the Clovers are amazing, of course, but this Soldier Boy was also 80s doo-wop. That's like the latest doo-wop in this, I believe. So, but which way you want to go, Lisa?
Devil or Angel.
And just like that, Soldier Boy gets killed. But which way do you want to go, Phil?
Yeah, It's the first time I'd heard Soldier Boy. I just saw the title and I thought it was a different song, and I was surprised, but not pleasantly so. So they had more of a reggae feel
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So I went with Devil or Angel.
I mean, I didn't even get that much of a reggae thing. It more reminded me of like island music, like if you're down in Jamaica or the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic. Like, that's what it reminded me of.
Okay.
It's more calypso than it is reggae.
Calypso.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though. I mean, they're both great songs, so I'm not gonna complain either way. But Harley, you could start the next one, and it's number 66, "Chapel of Dreams" by the Dubs from 1957, or
Okay.
or number 27 ranked, "Be My Baby" by the Ronettes from 1963.
Be My Baby.
Only if it's in the damn Chapel of Dreams. But
That's on Grease, not Grease, Dirty Dancing. So of course I'm gonna pick that one.
which one was? Oh, "Be My Baby."
Baby.
It was famous way before freaking Dirty Dancing. But I Chapel of Dreams was all right, but yeah, "Be My Baby" is classic. It's probably one of the first songs I ever knew, for God's sake. So been playing in supermarkets for 30 years at least. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Be My Baby.
And just like that, sealed its way into round two, as I was pretty sure it would. But Phil, which way would you have gone?
Yeah, Be My Baby. Ronnie Spector, right? When that song sampled by Eddie Money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Right
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
which
like
way
Eddie
you want? He's okay. He's all right. You're gonna give him too much credit, but which way you want? Would you have gone, CJ?
Yeah, the Ronettes. I mean, great band, great song. Unfortunate that they had to work with
Make it.
Phil Spector, who was a prick and a pedophile, and currently sitting in a Thai prison for being a child molester. So, but he did create the Wall of Sound, like he said. So,
right.
you know, he revolutionized.
Is that what he's in for? I thought it was. Isn't he the one that killed the B movie actress?
Yeah, but
yeah,
he's also well.
Did
that happen after or before the Thai prison?
I don't know.
I know he served time in Thailand for being a child molester.
Okay,
that might have happened after Thailand. Actually, I know he's sitting in prison though. But he was not a. If you ever read Ronnie's book, he was a. Yeah, he was not.
He looks ghoulish. I mean, I think Pacino played him in a movie, and he really liked.
According to Ronnie, he was not a gentle or pleasant man to be around. So,
not surprising. Another I turn in the music industry, but this one can start off by me. I'm fine with this, and it's a 50s matchup. It's number 65 ranked, "Down in the Alley" by the Clovers from 1950, or number 26 ranked, "Get a Job" by the Silhouettes from 1958. Neither of these blew me away, but the way "Down the Alley" opens and that chorus, I'll go with "Down the Alley" because that was a slightly better song. "Get a Job's" not bad at all, but
Down the Alley. There we are.
But I'll go "Down the Alley." Which way you want to go, Lisa?
Down the Alley. Thank God we're in a bowling alley.
And Phil?
I'm gonna go with "Get a Job." I like that.
Offspring did it better, but
oh
yeah. Which way you want to go, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going with the Silhouettes. I'll "Get a Job" because it reminds me of Duke of Earl a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I can get that feeling.
Sounds like Bowser.
Yeah.
The Greaser
Yeah.
effect.
Also, it reminds me a little bit of those judgy Muppet aliens.
Okay.
Can't picture that either. Muppet Aliens. I don't think I've ever seen Muppet Aliens.
It's just little hand puppets
Oh.
like this, and they.
Oh, I have no idea. But Harley, that means you're the tiebreaker. Is it down in the alley or get a job?
Down in the alley.
Brutal. Ruthless.
I mean, if you want to go down the alley to get a job of some types, you can.
Power.
So
Chick power.
just saying, alleys are places for many wonderful things. But that means the next matchup gets started off by Lisa. Ooh, actually, I'm kind of dying to hear your reaction to this, but it's a 70s versus 60s matchup. It's number 64 ranked. It Ain't the Meat, It's the Motion by the Swallows from 1975 versus wait for it. It gets better. Versus number 25 ranked The Wanderer by Dion DiMucci from 1961.
Ooh. I really did rate the Swallows high. Because they're not quitters. Where's the other one, hun?
Oh, there we go.
The one, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I rated them higher. I like The Wanderer. I love that song. Used to play it when it was on the radio. I would sing it. But I cannot believe Ain't the Meat, It's the Motion was played on a radio. I am just like, if people heard that on the radio today, they might I'd say half the nation would boycott that station.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
We don't boycott WAP. They don't boycott WAP. Who are you kidding?
I was gonna say we have WAP and that stupid Megan Thee Stallion song and
Pony or whatever it's called. Yeah, I mean today that would, but yet they tried to ban "Baby It's Cold Outside." Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
There's a comedian who literally stood on stage and read the lyrics to both songs, like verse by verse, going back and forth, and he just stood up and he's like, "America is just straight retarded. I'm sorry, but they are." Like it was the perfect skit. I freaking loved it. But well, at least it's going for some Swallows. But which way you want to go, Phil?
So I had both of these ranked the same for different reasons. I heard almost every one of these before. I was very familiar with this set list. It's a really good set list. But It Ain't the Meat, It's the Motion is one of the few songs on the list I'd never heard before. And I give it a lot of credit because it has a lot of balls. It has big balls. So, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to The Wanderer. I have a feeling. I mean, that's pretty iconic.
It's funny because it's the second song in this bracket, and Dion's other song won last time. So We'll see. And they're from the same album. That's the other great part. But which way do you want to go, CJ? Though?
Yeah, it's Dion all day. I didn't like that other song.
Hey, the more they're big and tall, the harder they fall. But I don't know that lyric. But which way you want to go, Harley?
I'm going with the Swallowers because I'm not a quitter.
Okay, first things first. You just told us a little something because they're called the Swallows, not the Swallowers. But
Okay, whatever.
hey, you say it, not me.
Hey, I'm on a high protein diet.
All good women should be. But that means I get the,
Yeah.
That means I'm the tiebreaker in this one, and I want to be a tiebreaker in this one. But I'm with Phil. I never heard the Swallow song until this one, and it kind of made me reminiscent of 60 Minute Man in the last part. But they had the same kind of. almost feel like they were. I wanted to say they were the same band, but then I looked up and I'm like, no, they weren't. What? And because they sound very similar, but it ain't to me. It's the Motion is a good song. The lyrics are freaking great, but I gotta go with The Wanderer. I was singing along to that song so freaking hard. Like once I heard it the first time, it's so good. It's almost better than Run Around Sue in a way, in my opinion. But it's
Yeah.
almost better.
So we
Almost
did both.
better. Doesn't it?
Sure.
It doesn't have
Yeah.
that fast beat.
Okay.
And I mean,
They both were
it's a
solid.
fun. It's a fun song if you're just a Playboy. I mean, if you're a Playboy, then that's a great song. That's a theme song. But
Mhm.
catchy. This next matchup gets started off by Phil. I'm giving you a fucking hard one. Oof. Number 63 ranked, Stop in the Name of Love by the Supremes from 1965. Or number 24 ranked, Please Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes from 1961.
Let's see here. Wow, surprisingly close. We were
This should be a
discussing.
fun.
We were talking about this earlier, and it was like, I wonder how much the other Supremes hated Diana Ross. You know,
Well, how much does Destiny's Child hate Beyonce?
I thought
That's exactly
that's
what
the
we
same
said.
time. Yeah, like
That
Beyonce
came up.
sort of like, I don't
Great
know.
minds
So I don't know.
or thick minds. Yeah.
I don't know how that really relates to my appreciation of this song, but I think I'm going to go with Mr. Postman because I had him ranked very, very closely. But Mr. Postman, I think that's a little bit better. Edges it out.
I mean, this matchup should be a freaking semifinals matchup, not a first round. That's for damn sure, in my opinion. But
Amen.
that makes it interesting, though. But CJ, which way you want to go?
Mr. Postman.
And Harley?
Mr. Postman.
Oh my. Okay. Call me shocked that we didn't end up having a tiebreaker on this one. I am truly, truly shocked.
Thank you, by the way.
I would have. I mean, I would have gone with the Supremes. "Stop in the Name of Love" is one of the most. I heard that song for the first time I think in like 7th or 8th grade. Like that song's like so catchy, and their voices are perfect on that. So actually, funny enough, I just made a Supreme bracket. It's not in the list yet because I have to make the actual playlist for it, but it's made. But Lisa, which way would you have gone?
Today is my dad's birthday, and he was a mailman. Please, Mr. Postman.
I liked the way you tied that in there. That was good.
Thank you.
You know what's funny is I think I knew that already about your dad.
Yeah.
somehow I'm pretty sure I knew that already.
You probably saw it on Facebook.
I think it came up in a bracket before. I'm pretty sure actually, or some show. But that means that we're back up to.
That's it. That's kind of funny. My son's getting ready to be a postman.
It's not a bad job from what I've been told, but
Better get in good with the dogs though.
And get him good shoes.
You gotta have some dog treats.
Yeah.
On you.
Well, the ones around here all drive. They don't get out of their car usually. Like they just drive mailbox to mailbox.
He's going to be a postman in Flint. He's got much bigger problems than the dogs. He's got to dodge the crackheads.
I hear you.
Hey, my dad told me the safest person in the ghetto is the mailman because he brings the checks.
Forget the mace, bring the 44 Magnum or whatever, I guess.
I would. I just have my headphones on the whole time.
My aunt's Rottweiler that loved the taste of mace. Loved it.
I would just be walking around the neighborhood the whole day with freaking Attack of the Baseheads on repeat by ICP. But CJ, you get to start the next one. And it's 60s versus 60s versus 50s. And it's number 62 ranked "You Really Got a Hold on Me" by the Beatles from 1963 versus number 23 ranked "Whispering Bells" by the Del Vikings from 1956.
Oh, God damn it. I don't like the Beatles. I am not a Beatles fan, but that isn't the Del Viking song that I like. But for
that's the other side.
Yeah, I know. But just for the sake of it, I guess we're going to have 2 Del Viking songs in because I'm going to Del Vikings.
And Harley?
The Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with CJ on the part that this is not the best Del Viking song in this part of the bracket for sure. So I got to go with the Beatles because I do love the Beatles. This is not the era I really love them in. I mean, I'm surprised this is 60s honestly because that's usually the. Actually, no. I like the Beatles in the late 60s, early 70s when they got back from India, but they were good when they were on drugs. But yeah. So I'll go with the Beatles in this one though because I like that song.
Good when they were on drugs. That's a lot of bands.
It's like Eminem. He's only good when he's on drugs. Once he got sober, he started sucking. But
And Aerosmith sucked after they got off drugs.
Oh yeah. And Motley Crue. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Who's still on?
Gotta go Beatles. And this is not even close to my favorite Beatles song.
Oh God, no. God, no.
Yeah,
not even top 20. Not even top 20.
And if it was the other Del Viking song, the Beatles would be out. But
oh yeah, I agree.
This one, I didn't like this one.
No. And Phil, finish us out for this one. Which way would you have gone?
I mean, I love the Beatles. I don't, but this is our opportunity to mention Chancey. I know he really detested. That would send him off into, in a tailspin when he started talking about the Beatles. He hated them so much.
No,
but
he did not hate the Beatles. Actually, he only liked 2 out of 4. He liked 2 out of 4 of them. So I forget which. I think he liked Lennon and I want to say McCartney. I think those were the 2 that he liked. Actually, the other 2 he didn't like. So he only liked certain songs that were written by those 2 artists. So
interesting.
Well, I thought songs were written by McCartney and
most of the Beatles songs were written by that team.
Yeah.
I actually have a Beatles bracket, and I actually have who wrote each song in the options, and there's actually a lot of variety in who wrote the songs. So,
right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a lot of songs though. That's part of the thing. It's a big bracket. There's a lot of songs needed. But which way you want to go?
I would have gone to the Beatles.
Well, Beatles moved on regardless, 4-1, and we'll see. I don't think they're gonna make it past the next round regardless. But the next matchup gets started off by Harley, and it's number 61 ranked Louie Louie by Richard Berry and the Pharaohs from 1963, or number 22 ranked Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliners from 1959.
I'm going with Louie Louie.
Yeah, I can't. I love the song Louie Louie, but if it ain't the Kingsmen, I don't want to freaking hear it. So
that's a terrible version of Louie Louie that's on the list.
Yeah, it's not that. And if it was, it's not the best version, but it's still Louie Louie.
But that's the Doo Wop version of it. That's every other version of it is just pure rock. But
it's the Back to the Future version, dude.
Yeah.
But I gotta go with Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliners because I thought that was actually a really good song. And it came out the year my parents were born, so my grandparents may have been listening to it that night. Who the hell knows? But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I really didn't love Since I Don't Have You. I scored Louie Louie higher, so it's got to go Louie Louie.
And Phil?
Wasn't it in Animal House? They were singing Louie Louie. I mean, they were all loaded.
But that's like the Kingsmen.
That's the Kingsmen version.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you guys. I didn't particularly like this version of it. It was just kind of bland by comparison.
Yeah. It was a little
boring.
I'll
go with the Skyliners.
And Richard Berry, boring. I mean,
with the kind of a lukewarm endorsement, I'll go with the Skyliners.
Marvin Berry.
To that song together.
And which way? Well, actually, CJ, you're the tiebreaker. So which way you want to go?
The divorce party.
Not Louie Louie. Whatever the other one was. Since I Don't Have You.
Yep, the Skyliners take it. Will they win next round? Who the hell knows? I honestly don't know. But
This one's
our
going.
last matchup on this half of round one is going to get started off by me, and it's a 50s matchup. It's number 60 ranked Daddy Cool by the Diamonds from 1955, or number 21 ranked One Summer Night by the Dan Lears from 1958. And yeah, Daddy Cool was one of the corniest songs I've ever heard in my life. So I gotta go with One Summer Night because the opening of that song alone was freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Oh, definitely One Summer Night. I actually my comment for Daddy Cool was nope. Just no.
I mean, if it was just if it was literally just an instrumental track with the background, I'd be fine with that. I would like that a lot more. But the guy's voice is freaking annoying.
Well, and it was kind of repetitive.
Well, a lot of these songs are.
Yeah, but this one, I don't know. But then it had saxophone. It like checked all the boxes of a doo wop song, which actually kind of worked against it, I think.
Yeah. Well, Phil, which way you want to go? You know, I think I know.
So, yeah, One Summer Night.
And that means that the Dan Lears move on. But CJ, which way would you have gone?
Yeah, I honestly don't remember either one of these songs, and they're not on my list. So, I guess just give it to whoever won.
And Harley?
Yep.
It's a sweep.
Yeah, I guess so. But that means the first half of round one is over. And we can start the very interesting other side of round one, which is going to... Oh, boy. And Lisa gets to start this side off. Ooh, actually, I'm happy about this. Number 47 ranked starts it off. Crying in the Chapel by Elvis Presley, the King himself from 1960. And it's going against number 8 ranked The Great Pretender by the Platters from 1955.
I gotta give it to the Platters. I didn't think that Crying in the Chapel was very doo-wop-y. It was just too down-tempo for my taste. When it comes to doo-wop.
It had little sections that did have the background singers doing like a doo-wop style, but I can see what you're saying 100% though on that end.
Yeah.
But Phil, which way you want to go?
I mean, I've always been like, it is a crying shame that Elvis died at precisely the worst point in his career, where he was overweight in a stupid jumpsuit and looking ridiculous. Because the Elvis that did this song was that's what turned all the made all the panties drop and stuff. He was the man. He was the man when he did this song. And it's a beautiful song, and it illustrates the greatness of his voice and stuff. Although I do agree with Lisa that it's really not doo-wop, so I'm going to go with Elvis. Although the Platter song, that's a great song too. The Great Pretender.
You're going with Elvis?
I'm going with Elvis. Yeah.
Okay.
And CJ.
I'm going to be the unpopular one here and say I am not an Elvis fan. I respect him for who he was and what he did, but there are maybe I can count them on one hand of Elvis songs that are like.
What about Viva Las Vegas?
There's about 4 to 5 songs that are like tolerable for me as far as Elvis. So yeah, whatever song wasn't Elvis. Suspicious Minds isn't bad. Jailhouse Rock is decent. U.S. Mail, I dig U.S. Mail, but that was mainly because it was a Jerry Reed song and the whole story behind it. Elvis wanted to record it, but he couldn't actually play the song. And they brought in like 10 session musicians who couldn't play the song because Jerry had his own way of playing it. And the colonel basically said, you know, get Jerry to come in and teach you to play it. And Jerry basically refused to teach him to play it and said, I'll come in and play it myself, but I won't teach anyone to play it. And, you know.
Good for him.
Yeah. It ended up being how Jerry got his break in music because he ended up being Elvis's tour guitarist for 4 years. That led to eventually him recording She Got the Gold Mine, I Got the Shaft, which started his career. So
Elvis, I always think about if he was still alive in the 90s, 2000s, he would have still been in Vegas probably, and he would have had a house show there for the rest of his life. But think about what
I think he'd have been a country music star like Conway Twitty or something. He would have.
No,
I think
he'd have been like Tom Jones.
I mean, but I also could see, like, I think about like the Frank Sinatra duet CD he did with like newer artists, and I could see Elvis doing that with like some of the 90s artists, and I'm like, that'd be interesting to hear. Like if they did it a little bit like with you know, using recordings of him in songs for the movie, but it's just not what it could have been. It could have been freaking incredible. But
yeah,
where are we at on
here? Harley, which way do you want to go, Elvis or the Platters?
Okay, well, I do love Elvis, but I did not like this song of his, so I'm going with the Platters.
Yeah, I am a pretty big Elvis fan, I will say. I have a 500 song Elvis bracket for whenever chance he gets back from the abyss, just to piss him off. But
wait a minute, 500 songs?
Yep. Yeah. It's a Spotify bracket, so it has lives and
name 3 that he likes.
Yeah.
I mean, it has lives, it has demos, it has different takes of songs because he records so many concerts. But
in the great tradition of the 80s, as the ladies used to say, I'll be washing my hair that night.
But I'll throw another one. I will throw another one to Elvis because I agree with Phil. That song was beautiful. But, I mean, even though it was a little religious, he was starting to get religious-y in that song. But, Pretender, the Platters to move on because Great Pretender is an amazing song. But that means that Phil gets to start off this matchup, and it's number 46 ranked Barbara Ann by the Beach Boys from 1965, or number 7 ranked Little Darlin' by the Diamonds from 1955.
Yeah, I'm going to. I like the Beach Boys version of Barbara Ann. I'm going to go with that.
And CJ?
Yeah, I'm a massive Beach Boys fan, so definitely going with the Beach Boys.
And which way you want to go, Harley?
Whoever's not the Beach Boys.
Ooh, Beach Boys usually don't get hate anywhere. That's kind of funny. But Little Darlin' wasn't a bad song, just wasn't a great song. This version of Barbara Ann I freaking love, so I will gladly give it to the Beach Boys because I am a pretty big Beach Boys fan. And I find the relationship with Charlie Manson pretty funny. So,
that story is very interesting. That whole thing is very interesting.
Yeah, Brian Wilson kind of got abused on that shit, but which way would you have gone, Phil? I mean, Lisa.
Barbara Ann.
Yeah, it's as close to the Monkees as you're going to get on a Doo Wop bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that means that CJ gets to start the next one, and it's going to be number 45 ranked Pretty Little Angel Eyes by Curtis Lee from 1961, or number 6 ranked Book of Love by the Monotones from 1957.
You fucking dick. You got both. I got both of those on my list.
That's a fuck you, Jeremy moment.
Every moment's a fuck you, Jeremy moment. Just saying.
I like Book of Love, but Pretty Little Angel Eyes is actually one of my like sort of favorite doo wop songs. I got like a doo wop playlist for the car, and that's like, you know, Frankie Valli, Frankie Lyman, Curtis Lee, and Who Put the Bomb in the Bomb Shabbat. That's like my favorite song of all time. So, Pretty Little Angel Eyes.
And CJ, I mean Harley. Jesus,
Yeah.
I keep doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna give that another big fat yep, because Book of Love wasn't bad, but it kind of reminded me of 10 Commandments of Love from the last part, and I didn't like that song either. So like I don't need instructions in a song. I'm good. But Pretty Little Angel Eyes was sampled by Isham on his, I believe, third album as the beginning of one of his songs. So
Was it?
I don't know. It wasn't the beginning. In the middle of one of his songs, like it has that like very deep, like Pretty Little Angel Eyes, like part in it. So
I don't remember that. Wow, that's weird.
I'll have to find the song and send it to you. I'll have to find it.
I'll find it. I have all the Isham stuff. I didn't. I guess
I feel
the reference to it.
I feel like it's in one of the Judgment Day albums, but
it might be.
All right. But which way would you have gone, Lisa?
I'm just gonna throw one to the Book of Love because I really did like it.
And it was catchy, but
yeah,
I would have voted for Book of Love had it been against a different song because I have both of them on my list. So,
and Phil, which way would you have gone?
Yeah, Pretty Little Angel Eyes.
And that means I did. I think the next round matchup's going to be very interesting. I really do, because I know this next one is going to go one way already. I already know that, unless I'm highly surprised. But it gets started off by Harley, and it's number 44 ranked Barbara Ann by the Regents from 1961, or number 5 ranked Earth Angel by Marvin Berry and the Starlayers from 1985 in a certain amazing movie.
Earth Angel.
I mean, this version of Barbara Ann was hot garbage, so I got to go with Earth Angel. It's classic. It's a classic song. But who didn't grow up watching Back to the Future and freaking hearing that? But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Earth Angel.
No.
And that means Earth Angel is moving into the next round. But which way would you have gone, Phil?
So we had Earth Angel versus, what was the other? I'm sorry.
Barbara Ann by the Regents.
Yeah. I don't want to pour too much hate on it, but the Beach Boys version was so much better that I'm going to go with Earth Angel.
And CJ, which way would you have gone?
Yeah, so you managed to find like the two worst versions of both of these songs. But
it's the versions that were on the list.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make.
Yeah, trust me, I know. Earth Angel is way better versions of it out there. I know that, but
I say the original versions by the Penguins.
Yep. And so, they hit that long L at the end of Angel. That's perfect. But this guy couldn't. Marvin Berry can't do that.
All these two songs, it's got to be Earth Angel, because that version of Louie Louie is just
Barbara Ann.
Barbara Ann is just like hot. In the words of Nems, it's garbage. It's garbage.
Oh, Isham used that for a sample too. But that means that the next matchup will get started off by me, and I don't want to. It's a 1956 matchup. It's number 43 ranked Charlie Brown by the Coasters going against number 4 ranked Why Do Fools Fall in Love by Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers.
Fucking dickhead.
And I did not make these rankings, folks. And I gotta give it to the Coasters. I think Charlie Brown's a more fun song. I love the Marcus Lyman movie they did, but yeah, that song's nowhere near as good as Charlie Brown. So,
Wait, did you say Marcus Lyman?
Frankie Lyman, my bad. Yeah. Why the hell did I think? I don't even know why the hell I thought that for a second. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Why Do Fools Fall in Love beat Charlie Brown out by 1/10 of a point.
And Phil?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Charlie Brown on this one. I mean, like this was ridiculous. Like the first half of this bracket was underwhelming, and I think this is like overwhelming. So, but
that's usually how the second part goes in two-parters. But which way would you go, CJ?
God damn it! These are like literally two of my favorites on this list. Charlie Brown is more fun, but I love Frankie Lyman, and the fact he was only 13 years old when he recorded this.
Wow.
I have a rule: you never vote against the Frankies. So whether it's Frankie Valli, Frankie Avalon, or Frankie Lyman, you never vote against them. So Frankie Lyman.
Which means Harley, you're the top.
It's possible to feel bad hearing that song.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, well, unless you think about the heroin addict he became, but
yeah, because he wrote "Teenager in Love" too, and both of them are. He was like 13 and 14 when he recorded those songs, and I mean, you know.
Yep.
But Harley, you're the tiebreaker. Is it Charlie Brown or Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Ah, damn it! I knew you were going to do that. But it also made me wonder if that's where Schultz got the name for Charlie Brown from the Peanuts. I feel like that might be where he got it from. But that means that Lisa starts next match.
Too, Lisa.
Huh?
I said they light up too, Lisa.
Oh,
Oh my God. Honey?
oh, you wanted a pair of those headphones. Okay. But they belong to Harley, so.
But that means Lisa.
They're at Five Below.
Wait a minute.
Five Below.
Who won here?
Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Okay, good.
We do have a Five Below around the corner. So.
Yeah. Right next to the hardware store and pet store.
Why do they fall in love?
Yep.
That means that Lisa starts off the next matchup, and it's number 42 ranked. Goodnight, Sweetheart, Goodnight by the Spaniels from 1953. Or number 3 ranked Come and Go With Me by the Del Vikings from 1956.
Sucker! You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're fucking my list up all the hell, bro.
Yeah, I know, right?
Blame the people of Ranker, not me. Blame the people of Ranker.
God damn it.
Well, I'm just going to have to say it's so good. So everybody come go with me. That was 70s, but no.
And Phil.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I'm going to go with Come Go With Me also.
And CJ?
You have good taste.
Fuck. I've got the Del Vikings on my list, but you added that one at the end, and that's literally the entire reason I used to watch Sha Na Na, because that's how they closed their show. Good night, sweet. Good night. And
To be fair, this isn't Sha Na Na.
I know, but it's just
Still good.
Part of your childhood.
it was always so great, like seeing Bowser doing the
Right.
Thing doing it. It was like the whole reason I watched the Sha Na Na show was just to hear that. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Fuck. I'll go with the Del Vikings because that one was in La Bamba. So,
which means Del Vikings are moving on, and CJ, you're gonna hate the next round matchup even more. But Harley, which way would you have gone?
I would have gone with Good Night, Sweetheart, because Uncle Jesse, Danny, and Joey used to sing that to Michelle every time they tried to get her to go to sleep.
yeah.
I remember that.
I actually don't remember that, and I watched that show like crazy. But
I know what you're talking about, but I never seen it.
It was only like in the first year.
Yeah, I think that was like the first episode where they did that, but I don't think they ever really did it again. But
well, they did it in Cooler House too with Uncle Jesse. He came back and started singing it to DJ's son.
Yeah, I watched that too. I don't remember that either. that was years ago. But they canceled that way too soon. But
they did. I agree.
I agree.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of ran its natural course, kind of.
Fuller House? No, it didn't. Fuller House had years it could have went still.
No, I mean it had like 4 or 5 good seasons that were,
I don't know. I mean, it definitely got more chance.
Only like 5 seasons. Was it more than 5?
No, it was like 5. It was like 5 parts.
5 seasons.
I mean, the ending was horrible.
Yeah,
it got a better freaking chance than that 90s show did, which is stupid, but it is what it is. I would go with the Del. Yeah. I would have went with the Del Vikings as well. This is the better Del Vikings song by far, and it's a classic. But the final matchup in round 1 gets started off by Phil, and it's number 41 ranked "Big Girls Don't Cry" by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons from 1962, or number 2 ranked "Blue Moon" by the Marcells from 1961.
Son of a bitch.
I said I was going to get emotional up in this bitch. I did.
Yeah, I got to go with Big Girls Don't Cry.
And CJ?
Those are literally like my top 2 songs on my list. But I don't care what song it is. I will not vote against Frankie Valli. Frankie is like, Frankie rings right up there with Justin Furstenfeld as like my vocal hero. And, he's 92 years old. He's still out on tour singing these songs. So,
right. Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah. So,
Harley, which way? Which way you want to go, Harley?
Big Girls Don't Cry.
I honestly do not like "Big Girls Don't Cry." I like other Frankie Valli songs a lot, but that song just the voice in the chorus like drives me nuts. "Blue Moon" I freaking love. That's an amazing song. And everybody knows that "Blue Moon" is the equivalent of blue balls for homosexuals. So, but yes, which way would you have gone, Lisa?
Well, in spite of the inaccuracy, I'm going with "Big Girls Don't Cry."
Well, I mean, they do say in the song, "Big girls do cry."
Yeah.
But
I always miss that part.
Yeah, they say it once. They say it once, and they go right back to "Don't Cry." But they do say it once. Because I was going to have that point too until I heard that line, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I can't hate on it then. But that means that round 1 is officially over.
They don't cry.
Because the number 1 ranked song gets a bye to this round, which round 2 can get started off by CJ. And it's Devil or Angel by the Clovers versus Be My Baby by the Ronettes from 1963.
Ronettes.
And Harley?
Be My Baby.
I'm actually going to throw a vote to Devil or Angel to keep it interesting because I really like that song. I like his voice. The main guy's voice in the Clovers is really good. So, but which way you want to go, Lisa?
Be My Baby.
I knew it was a pity vote, but we do what we do. And Phil, which way would you have gone?
The Ronettes, baby.
Oh.
Did you do all the songs, Jeremy?
There's one song that's ranked number 1 that gets a bye in the first round.
Okay. My bad. I was going to say because I'm missing one song.
Yeah. Oh, I'm well aware.
All right.
And
my bad.
that means that Harley gets to start off the next matchup. And it's going to be Down in the Alley by the Clovers versus The Wanderer by Dion DiMucci.
The Wanderer.
And yeah, I got to give that big fat you up because Down in the Alley is a really good song, but The Wanderer is way better. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
I actually liked Down in the Alley a little better than The Wanderer. So I'm giving that a big vote.
And Phil.
The Wanderer.
Which means The Wanderer is moving on, but which way would you have gone, CJ?
The Wanderer.
And this next matchup might be a little interesting, but we'll see. Because, I start this one off. And it's number 24 ranked Please Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes versus number 62 ranked You Really Got a Hold on Me by the Beatles. And these two songs, I got to give it to the Beatles. That's just they're both classics, but You Really Got a Hold on Me is more of a classic to me.
Mm-hmm.
But which way would you have gone, or which way do you want to go, Lisa?
I think we all know I'm going to ask the police. I'm going to be polite to the postman.
And Phil?
Yeah, as mentioned, this is, I like the Beatles. I actually really like this song because I think John's vocals on it are really great. But Mr. Postman, in honor of Don, our postman.
Mm-hmm.
And which way you want to go, CJ?
Postman.
Which means the Marvelettes are moving on. Cause I called it. I said the Beatles are not going to make it through next round. But which way would you have gone, Harley?
The Beatles.
It could have been close. But
I just want to say that I was 13 when I found out that the mail doesn't come opened.
What?
I was 13 before I found out that other people's mail didn't get opened for them by the mailman.
So you had a creepy mailman. Oh, because your dad was the mailman. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to figure out where that story was going, and I'm like, wait a minute. I got to attach a couple strings here. Yeah. Okay.
Well, she gave you a minute to figure it out. So.
That means Lisa gets to start off the next one, actually. And it's Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliners versus One Summer Night by the Dan Lears.
It made me laugh. You ever see the movie For the Love of Money? Had Ralphie May in it. Yep. He basically plays this like white, sarcastic mailman who delivers mail in the hood, and he opens all their mail, and he like cracks jokes about it. Like every time he'll walk up there and he'll be like, the black guys will be like, "You in my mail again?" And he's like, "Yup." He goes, "I sure did." He goes, "Oh," he goes, "By the way, you better get down there. They're getting ready to turn your lights off." And Ralphie's just like, he's being Ralphie the whole movie. It's such a great movie.
That's used to be the only way to get porn.
I mean,
Well, Lisa, is it One Summer Night or Since I Don't Have You?
One Summer Night.
And
It's simple.
Bill?
Otis the Mailman.
Let me check here.
Mhm.
Yeah, Since I Don't Have You.
And CJ,
I'm sorry, what was it? Since I Don't Have You in what?
One Summer Night.
Since I Don't Have You.
And Harley,
Since I Don't Have You.
can't even give me a fucking tiebreaker. Can't even give me a tiebreaker. I would have went for One Summer Night. I freaking love that song.
I gotta go let the cat. The cat's going crazy. I gotta go see if it's locked in.
That's all right, because actually you're going second next one. But that finishes off that half of round two, and the other half of round two gets started off by Lisa. Actually, no, Phil. Shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's back already. But
Yeah.
Phil
He's
starts off the other.
Just wanted to come in the room.
Phil, you're starting off the other side of round two.
All
and
right.
it's the Great Pretender by the Platters versus Barbara Ann by the Beach Boys.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hang with the Beach Boys.
And CJ?
Yeah, I gotta go Beach Boys on this one. Freddie Mercury did a better version of The Great Pretender.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is a great version. He did.
I don't think I've heard that, but
You've never heard Freddie's version of it? Oh,
I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's
Okay, well,
it's pure Freddie. It's pure Freddie.
Admission time. Time to make an admission here. I didn't realize that Spotify fucked up until like a couple days ago, because the original version of The Great Pretender that I had in the playlist was the Platters doing Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, but Spotify had it labeled as The Great Pretender. So I didn't realize that, because I'm thinking for like the whole week, I'm like, they don't say The Great Pretender once in this freaking song. Why the hell is it called that? And like I was going through it yesterday, putting the years in, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait a minute, is there actually a song called The Great Pretender that this isn't this one? I went to YouTube and I'm like, fuck, there is. So I had to go find the right version on freaking Spotify. But so yeah, I mean, honestly, that song should have been in this fucking bracket. Breaking Up's Hard to Do. That would have freaking that would have gotten my vote. But I'm also trying to figure out at the same time why it says Platters for the song, but there's a picture of Neil Sedaka on the freaking album cover. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I was mystified for a week, but I gotta give it to The Great Pretender. I just
Thanks
because
for skipping me.
Oh, well, you're used to it. But Harley, which way do you want to go?
The Great Pretender.
Yeah, I like the theme in The Great Pretender. It's relatable. So, I mean, I've heard at least less than the other song in this bracket by far. But which way do you want to go, Phil? Lisa, you're the tiebreaker.
Great Pretender.
Ooh, Beach Boys get voted out. I did not see that coming.
I just like this better than that version of Barbara Ann. I did.
You want to bring back the other version? We
No.
kicked off the show already?
No, The Great Pretender.
Okay.
But that means the next matchup gets started off by CJ, and I'm really happy about this. But it's Pretty Little Angel Eyes by Curtis Lee versus Earth Angel by Marvin Berry and the Starlighters.
Pretty Little Angel Eyes. Pretty Little Angel.
And Harley?
Pretty Little Angel Eyes.
Yeah, I give that a big fat yup. It's a way better song than Earth Angel, at least this version of it. So, Curtis Lee can move into the quarterfinals. But which way would you have gone, Lisa?
Yup.
And Phil?
Yeah, I like the song Earth Angel, but maybe not this version as much. So we'll make it a sweep.
Yeah.
Have we had a sweep in a while? I don't think so.
It's been a while.
You did it again.
But that means, actually, I don't know. This is the matchup I want CJ to start, but oh well. Harley starts this matchup, and it's Why Do Fools Fall in Love by Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers versus Come and Go With Me by the Del Vikings.
Why do fools fall in love?
Yeah, I gotta give it to the Del Vikings. I like that song a little bit better. But it's classic doo wop to me. Why Do Fools Fall in Love is
Classic
more
doo-wop.
recent. It is, but for me, it's a more recent discovery. When I didn't really know that song until I watched the movie a couple years ago. But I knew the saying. I just never knew the freaking song. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Come go with me. Mm-hmm.
And Phil? Keep in mind, if you vote for Frankie Lyman, you give CJ a tiebreaker. I'm an asshole, I know.
I think we know which direction he's going.
Yeah.
I don't think we do.
Mm.
Well, I'm going to go with Frankie anyway.
So, CJ, you are the tiebreaker. Just to see you sweat a little bit.
I was hoping Phil chose. So I didn't have to.
This will go on your record. This will be on your permanent record here. The music god.
I'm gonna go with Frankie Lyman just because I really like the Del Vikings. I love that it was in La Bamba and whatnot, but there's something magical about Frankie Lyman that
Yeah.
Classic example of live fast, die young, and live fast, die young, leave a good looking corpse.
I don't know how good looking it was at that point, but drugs fuck your body up. But that means the final matchup in round 2, which has a song we haven't touched yet in it, gets started off by me. And it's going to be number 41 ranked Big Girls Don't Cry by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons from 1962. Going against number 1 ranked, the highest ranked song in this bracket, In the Still of the Night by the Five Satins from 1956. And I have to give it to In the Still of the Night. That was in the Rolling Stone top 500. That's one of my favorite doo-wop songs of all time. So, but what do you want to go, Lisa?
Yup.
And Phil?
Yep.
Which means Frankie Valli gets taken out. And Five Satins moves on. Which
How did
way?
he get taken out? There's only 2 people that's voted.
Me, Lisa, and Phil.
Oh, I didn't know you'd voted.
I started it.
So did Neil Sedaka was he not in the bracket?
No, Spotify somehow put his freaking song marked as a platter song. I don't know how. They had the Spotify straight up had the audio put into a different file. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how they do that, but I've never seen it happen on Spotify before. It was kind of a one-off for me, but
God damn it. That means all 4 of my top songs are fucking.
Part of fentanyl crisis we're going.
Frankie Lyman's still there.
Yeah, but
not long.
I had the Del Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Del Vikings, Frankie Valli, and Blue Moon as my top 3.
You could have easily made Del Vikings go through.
But that's at the expense of Frankie Lyman.
Decisions, man, decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But which way would you have gone, CJ?
Do I even have to answer? Like, obviously, it's Frankie Valli.
And Harley, which way would you have gone?
I believe you chose that.
In the Still of the Night.
Frankie Valli.
I did not choose that. It just you guys chose that. The Blue Moon could have went on. I would have had a harder choice, but that's for sure. But that means that round 2 is officially over, and round 2 had an out. We're making really good time today, actually. But that means that quarterfinals are going to get started off by Lisa, and it's going to be My Baby by the Ronettes or The Wanderer by Dion DiMucci.
Be My Baby.
And Phil?
Wow. I'm gonna go with The Wanderer.
And CJ?
Yeah, I'm going with The Wanderer.
And Harley?
Enjoy the tiebreaker, Jeremy.
Oh, I was hoping you would do that because I want to make the Wanderer move on. As soon as CJ chose the Wanderer, I was like, "Come on, Harley! I don't care which way you go. Just it's gonna work out either way for me. So just do it." But yeah, I want the Wanderer to move on because I am 100% down for Dion versus Dion in the grand finale. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna happen. It may make it to the semifinal, the finals, but we'll see. But that means Phil gets to start the next matchup, and it's Please Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes versus Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliners.
Last one.
I'm gonna hang with the Postman.
And CJ?
Yeah, fuck the Skyliners. Please, Mr. Postman.
And Harley?
What were the options?
Please Mr. Postman or Since I Don't Have You?
Since I Don't Have You.
And yeah, I actually am going to go with Since I Don't Have You. But that means that Lisa's the tiebreaker. Is it Please Mr. Postman or the Skyliners?
Like all the other postmen who came to our house to have their 6 beer lunches, I'm hanging with the Postman.
They sit around and read everybody's mail, pounding beers.
Oh, just mine. That way they can take a nap.
That means the other side of the quarterfinals gets started off by CJ, and it's The Great Pretender by the Platters versus Pretty Little Angel Eyes by Curtis Lee.
Curtis Lee.
And Harley?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to give that a big fat yep as well. Making Curtis Lee move into the semifinals. But which way would you have gone, Lisa?
I'm going to throw one to The Great Pretender.
And Phil?
Yeah, I agree with the missus.
Oh,
Not that it matters. We disagree on plenty of other things.
yeah.
But we saw that during the metal bracket. We saw that during the metal bracket. Heavy metal will break that household up. But which way you want to go, Harley, on this one? Because you are starting the last matchup in the quarterfinals, and it's Why Do Fools Fall in Love by Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers versus In the Still of the Night by the Five Satins.
In the Still of the Night.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. It's the better song in my opinion. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I'm going to throw one to Frankie Lyman on this. I liked it just that much better.
And Phil?
Yep. Why do fools fall in love? I even like
Which
the
way?
version of that that she did like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, CJ, that means you're the tiebreaker again. Is it Why Do Fools Fall in Love or In the Still of the Night?
Frankie Lyman.
Well, at least you got your way with one thing.
So that and Dion are like the only 2 good songs left in the bracket. Fucking.
Hey.
It's a tale of 2 Frankies. Still got one going.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see, because the semifinals get started now. Literally only 4 matchups left in this thing, but first matchup in the semifinals, and then it gets started off by me, and it's The Wanderer by Dion DiMucci versus Please Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes, and I gotta give it to The Wanderer. I'm going with The Wanderer. It's a little bit better song in my opinion. And no one watches the damn Postman anymore nowadays. That's outdated as hell. But there's still Playboys around. There's still Playboys. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I still got to go with the Postman.
You know, it's funny. I remember when I was a kid and like you'd actually give like a Christmas gift every year to your postal
Still
carrier,
is.
and I haven't actually known the name of one of my postal carriers in 20 years. Like it's just you don't know them anymore. Like it's just not a thing. They don't come to your door if you have a package or anything like that anymore since Amazon started and all that crap. So it's different now. But which way you want to go, Phil?
Well, I hate to go against the Postman, but the Wanderer is ranked really high. I'm going to stick with the Wanderer.
And CJ.
And say, I will have you know, not only do I wait for the Postman, I get daily updates on my phone of what's coming in the mail. And my Postman is somebody I used to party with when I was in psychotic therapy. Everybody calls him Cousin Dave. So my Postman's name is Cousin Dave. But I'm going with the Wanderer. The Wanderers. Sorry,
I lost.
You got Lisa all excited for a hot second there, but Harley, which way would you have gone?
The Wanderer.
Which means the other side of the semifinals to see who's going to face the Wanderer in the finals gets started off by Lisa, and it's Pretty Little Angel Eyes by Curtis Lee versus Why Do Fools Fall in Love by Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers.
Ooh, I think CJ may leave you.
You had to go take a walk.
And
You all made this happen.
all I have to do is say, why do fools fall in love? Because then their
For the
husband
fool.
votes for the Wanderer.
Everything comes full circle.
Frankie Lyman.
And Phil?
Yep.
And CJ?
Yeah, I got to go with Frankie Lyman as much as I don't want Angel Eyes out.
And surprisingly, Curtis Lee gets taken out without a freaking even a chance in hell. So I mean, but I would have went with actually it's not me yet. It's Harley. Which way would you have gone?
Pretty Little Angel Eyes.
Yeah, I was hoping for a tiebreaker coming down to me. I really was, but I was hoping at least Lisa or Phil would say Angel Eyes. But whatever. That means.
Well,
You know what? You know what? For Lisa, I'm going to do something I usually don't do in the second part of these, and since we're pretty low on time at this point. That means that we will do a third and fourth place matchup before we do the final matchup for this side. And it's going to get started off by Phil. We'll find out if Phil's sleeping on the couch tonight or not. It's going to be for third and fourth for third place. Pretty Little Angel Eyes by Curtis Lee or Please Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes.
Oh, we get a chance at redemption for the Postman, so I'm going to go with the Postman.
And CJ?
Yeah, I got a Pretty Little Angel Eyes.
And Harley?
Pretty Little Angel Eyes.
And I'm sorry, Lisa, but the Postman doesn't ring twice in this one. I gotta go with Pretty Little Angel Eyes. It's just it's my redemption for that song, if anything. But Lisa, which way would you have gone?
Probably Mr. Postman, but it's more of an emotional than a musical choice.
Which means it is now time for the
second that emotion. Then that could have been on here too.
Oh yeah.
But that means the finals get started off by CJ, and it's number 25 ranked The Wanderer by Don DiMucci from 1961 versus number 4 ranked Why Do Fools Fall in Love by Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers from 1956.
Killing me, Smalls. Killing me.
You all made this happen, not me. Just saying.
I know. I'm just because I know what you're trying to do. I'm gonna play Joker and go with Frankie Lyman.
And Harley, which way you want to go?
It was Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and which one?
The Wanderer.
The Wanderer.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that too. I gotta agree with that. I've been voting against Why Do Fools Fall in Love this whole freaking time, and it still keeps moving on. So, which way you want to go, Lisa?
I gotta go. Why Do Fools Fall in Love? It beat The Wanderer by 1 point.
And why do the birds sing so gay? But that makes Phil the tiebreaker. Is
And you
it the
should
Wanderer? Is it the Wanderer, or Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Just
The
decide.
Wanderer.
The Wanderer. Oh.
Yeah.
In the break of day, why do they fall in love?
And Phil makes happen what I was kind of hoping would happen. I honestly would have been fine if it didn't happen because it's whatever. But the grand finale matchup. And let's keep in mind that the grand finale matchup of last part's winner and this part's winner is neither of these songs is in the top 10 even from this list. And it's going to get started off by Harley. It's a Dion DiMucci 1961 matchup. It's number 17 ranked Runaround Sue versus number 25 ranked The Wanderer.
The Wanderer.
I gotta go with Runaround Sue. It's just more. It's got that flow to it that's just more upbeat and like you want to dance to it. You want to nod your head to it. Like it's just. And his voice is amazing in that one. Like in The Wanderer, he sings fine, but his voice in Runaround Sue is amazing. It really shows what he can do. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna chase some Sue. Mm-hmm.
And Phil?
Well, I'm going to use some twisted logic because these songs are very close, very, very close in my estimation. But Runaround Sue emerged from what I would consider a weaker bracket or side of the bracket. And so
I wouldn't go that far. It had competition. It had some competition.
Well,
I mean,
overall, I would just say that this was a stronger bracket than that one overall.
Let's not forget, Runaround Sue beat out Duke of Earl, He's So Fine, and Yakety Yak.
That is true.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I'm going to go with The Wanderer for having beat the competition in this side of the bracket.
Well,
those are compelling.
We will accept this answer because you got to be the tiebreaker in the finals for this part. CJ gets to be the tiebreaker for the grand finale. And is it Runaround Sue or The Wanderer, CJ? Off the same album.
And I literally live about a mile and a half from the house that Dion was living in when he wrote the record. It's right down the road from the Battle Creek jail. I'm going to go with, of these two songs, I think I'm going to go with The Wanderer. It's a bit more sentimental to me. Runaround 2 is a great song, but I think back to that iconic Miami Vice scene of Rico driving his purple Corvette in one of those cool scenes where it's like the camera's on the side of the car and he's like going down the street and the camera's like filming like the front of the car in the street and all that. And, you know, it's really just iconic at the time of the way Miami Vice filmed.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's been decided then. We officially completed the Doo Wop bracket. And it's funny, the lower ranked song won. Number 25, The Wanderer by Don DiMucci came in at first, with Runaround Sue by Don DiMucci coming in at second. The number 17 ranked song. And I guess you can give Pretty Little Angel Eyes by Curtis Lee at third place and Please Mr. Postman the fourth place. And I guess we'll give fifth place to Why Do Fools Fall in Love. But I guess. I'll be nice. But that means, folks, it's time for everybody's favorite segment. Who's going to get to pick the next one? And I am off this wheel since I picked Doo Wop Bracket, so one of these four can get it. Let's see who goes.
Oh boy.
And Phil wins it by a healthy margin because it was nowhere near going over yet. So that means Phil, I'll bump the list because it's way up in the chat now. But Phil, you'll get to decide the next bracket, and your choices have grown with artist brackets. So yay! But come back in 2 weeks, folks, to find out what bracket's next on the list. And yes, folks, I have made so many goddamn brackets, I had to start a separate Google Sheet because I hit the maximum number of cells allowed in a Google Sheet. I did not know that was a possibility. I didn't know that was a possibility. But holy shit, it's a possibility. I think it's like a 10 million cells, something like that. I think I hit it, but don't know. But thank you everybody for watching, all 56 of you. CJ, where can they find you?
All over the internet. I'm like a bad case of herpes. YouTube, Music God Reacts, or the Music God Reviews. Music God CJ Playing.rocks is the main website where I'm trying to get everything pointed to that particular place. Fachi Book, Instagram, TikTok, they're all pretty close or similar somewhere to Music God CJ Playing. So yeah,
All right.
just type in what you see on the screen and you'll find me.
The Music God.
And Harley, where can they find you?
On the Asylum with Harley and Joker and the Mod Squad Network on all major streaming services.
And Lisa and Phil, where can they find you?
Yeah, a pod in all streaming services. We do not have a website anymore. But we also recently started something new called Political Cadence. So feel free to check us out there. Spelled I don't know exactly how it's spelled because we haven't registered it yet. But you can find it under the Pod window. Or whatever it's called.
Well, folks, you can find your musers, and hopefully the other muser will actually be here in the next one. We can hope. But you can find us on Facebook as Squatchy Largefoot, a bipedal Sasquatch trained by Arcturians who use the internet, who likes to promote our shows. Can't explain it. And you can find us on XX Baby in the Gram as that Juggalo Bastard. You can find us on TikTok as that Juggalo Bastard Podcast. And you can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings. But until next time, folks, have a good one. Be sure to check back Monday and Tuesday. We're doing dual regular episodes this week of our regularly scheduled programming. So come back and check it out. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.